In this tutorial, we are going to learn some basics of Microsoft Excel. So the first thing that we need to do is to create the Excel document. On your desktop, just move the cursor to a free area like this, and then right click your cursor, and then come to new, then move along and downwards to Microsoft Excel, and then just name this as my document or my work. You can name it the way you like. So we have created Excel document. This is an Excel document. We can open it. Once this document is open, this is the interface that we are going to come across. So we can see the work area here comprises of the columns which are named in letters, letter A, B, C, D, along words, and we have the rows which are named in numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3, downwards. Where a column meets a row, like for example, we have column A meets row 1, we call it a cell. Okay, this is a cell. Column B meets row 1. This is a cell where column C meets row 3. This is a cell where column B meets row 6. Similarly, these cells can be named using column and rows, like this one is called A1 because it's a cell that is found in column 1, row 1. This cell here is B3 because it is found in column B, row 3. And that way, same as here, we have this cell is D4 because it is column D, is in column D and row 4. So that is how we name the cells. Then for us to write data in the cells, then we have to highlight the cell and then input the data. I want to consider a case of 4 individuals. I want to just consider 4 individuals like James. If you want to write on a cell, you just click on that cell and then it becomes active and start typing on your keyboard. This is James. I want to write the name of 4 individuals. Julius. I'm just taking the names randomly. Manu. Zura. Yeah. These 4 individuals, I want to write down their expenditure, what these people spend on food, transport, education, travel, luxury, and other. And other, like that. So let's say, for example, James spends 15,000 on food. Julius spent 20,000 on food. Manu spends 10,000 on food, and this guy spends 12,000 on food. On transport, this guy spends 10,000. I'm just giving some figure. And then Julia spends also 10,000 on transport. Manu spends 8,000 on transport. And this guy spends 9,000 on transport. On education, this guy spends 20,000. For example, I'm just giving example. This guy spends 15,000. This guy spends 10,000, while this guy is spending 13,000. Okay. Travel, this guy spends 8,000. This one spends 7,000. I'm just giving random figures. This guy spends 8,000. And this guy spends 6,000. On luxury, he spends 1,000. He spends 5,000. This one spends 6,000. This one spends 5,000. This guy spends 3,000. On other, the guy spends 4,000. This guy spends 3,000. This guy spends 3,000 also. This guy spends 2,000. Yeah. So this is the data. Then we need to compute total expenditure for each individual. So what we need to do, the total will comprise of the sum of all the expenditure. So what we need to do, we need to sum up the expenditure on food, transport, education, travel, luxury, and other. Okay, so we are going to write a simple formula like this. You write equals to this cell, okay, plus this cell plus this cell plus this cell here plus the luxury plus the other. Then we press equals to. So this guy spends a total of 62,000. Okay, he spends a total of 62,000. Then for Julius, can we get the total expenditure? You also write the same formula, equals to the expenditure on food plus the expenditure on transport plus that of education plus travel plus luxury plus other. Press enter. For the other guy, you also write the same formula, equals to the expenditure on food plus this one here plus this cell plus this cell here plus this plus this. Then press enter. We also perform the same operation here. This cell for food plus transport plus education plus travel plus luxury finally plus other equals to. So these are the total expenditure for all this guy. James spent 62,000, Julius 61,000, Manu 44,000, Zura 45,000. Now I feel that this data I should compute the percentage expenditure for each individual for food, transport, education, luxury, travel, luxury other. Then you can say we have percentage food that this guy spends on food. Okay, the percentage that this guy spends on transport, okay, the percentage that this guy spends on luxury, luxury, and then this percentage I've computed the percentage for food, transport, percentage for education, percentage for travel, percentage for luxury, and percentage for other. So how do we compute the percentage? The percentage is equal to the percentage for food is equal to the total earning for food over the total times 100. So this is how we do it. Say equals to food divided by the total then times 100. You look for times here, 100, you get the percentage here. So what this guy spends on food is 24%. So this 24% I can write it in 2 decimal place or 1 decimal place. You just come here and reduce the number of decimal places to 2, or I can add them to 2 here that way. And this guy, okay, so if I want the Excel to calculate the percentage expenditure for food for all of them, I can just click at this cell because I've inserted the formula here, and then drag my mouse close here, and once you see this positive this plus sign, drag it all the way up to down here. So you can see the formula is applicable to all the other cells. Okay, for transport this one equals to, I'm going to insert the formula, the expenditure on transport divided by the total expenditure for this guy times 100. You get 16%. This 16%, I can write it to 2 decimal places, and then I apply the same formula to all of this guy, just drag down there. Okay. Then for education, come and write equals to this one here divided by the total expenditure times 100 times 100 equals to, write this one to 2 decimal places, and then move the cursor to this corner. Once you see the positive, the plus sign, drag it all down up to here. Okay. Then for travel, you say equals to the expenditure for travel divided by the total times 100. Then you write here, you click, then highlight up to down here. Then this one equals to, for like luxury, this cell here divided by the total number of the total expenditure times 100. Okay, we write it in 2 decimal places. Then drag this one down up to here. For other, you do the same, equals to this expenditure divided by the total times 100%. Then you write this one to 2 decimal places, and then drag it down up to here. Yeah, now the data has been produced. We have got the total expenditure, and we have also expressed the expenditure for various expenditures in percentage. Then I feel that this data should be presented in some table form, and before I insert the table, I feel that I should add a column. So if I want to add a column before A, just click at that column. Once it becomes active, you write insert. See, we have added one more column. And if I want to add a row on top of this, just click at row 1, then right click, insert. Okay. Now the whole of this data, I want to present it in a table form. Just highlight the whole of this data, and then drag the mouse to this drop box, bottom border, the borders. Click at the drop box and click at all borders. Then you can see the data has been presented in a table form. Maybe I want to change the font of this writing to Times New Roman, maybe, or any other font that I want. Just highlight the whole of this data, and then I can change it to Times New Roman, or the font that you want, and the font 11 or 10 or 12. Okay. Then you can go further ahead and produce the thick outer border. Just highlight the whole data and then click at the borders and then thick border. So you'll form, you can see we have thick outer border, and then I can also produce the thick borders for the headings, thick border. And you also realize that some words are not fitting in a cell, like transport is not fitting well in this cell, transport, education, like that. So what we need to do, just click at that column, and then once this positive this plus sign indicates, double click. Do the same here. Do the same here. Do the same here. Do the same, but yeah. So the other thing that I want is to make sure that all these texts are placed at the center of the cell. Just highlight them that way. Just highlight them this way. Highlight these cells and then center them, so you can see they are at the center. They're at the center, like this. So you see this data now looks presentable. I can also highlight these ones and write them in bold. I can bold them this way, and then also bold this data this way, and bold the data this way. Now the data looks very presentable. We can use the techniques that we have learned to do for larger volumes of data. We can calculate the percentage, we can calculate the sum, we can calculate the total, for the various volumes of data. So that is what I wanted us to see today. Some other techniques we will learn in some other videos. Thank you.